Welcome to my country snapshot on Italy. Starting off with Italian culture and demographics. In Italy, there are roughly 59 million people with an average income of $50,000 per year. This is slightly lower than other European countries, leaving Italy a mature but income sensitive market. The Italian people place a huge emphasis on one thing in particular: family. It is ingrained into their culture and traditions. Many businesses in Italy were started by families and are still run by families. Traditional family gender roles are still important to many Italians, which has led to some turmoil with younger generations. At the end of the day, though, family is everything in Italy. This leads to loyalty to local businesses, regional pride, and a general distaste for large corporations. The Italians are also known for stylish expression and a slower lifestyle. Religion is huge in Italy, with the largest being Christianity and more specifically Catholicism, which holds roughly 80% of the population. The Vatican City, located in Rome, is often described as the home of Catholicism. The country as a whole is politically unstable, and by 2022, the country had 70 different governments since World War II. This instability leads marketers, both locally and globally, to deal with shifting regulation and taxes. Overall, a marketer in Italy has to keep in mind the Italian people's sensitive incomes, a huge loyalty to local brands, their deep rooted ties to Catholicism, and political turmoil in order to be successful. Moving on to market structure. The Italian people are very value conscious, but that does not mean they are simply looking for the cheapest option. In fact, they hold quality products in high esteem. In order to succeed in Italy, a company needs to keep quality at the forefront of its production. A business can either position itself as an affordable quality product or a premium quality product. If it is a premium quality product, though, it has to reflect its price point. Trying to undercut competitors will simply not work in Italy. Distribution in Italy is an interesting thing. While there are some large retail brands in some of the larger cities of Rome and Milan, many people still prefer the local shopping experience. Again, going back to their value on family businesses. E-commerce in Italy is growing. However, the distribution logistics can be challenging in some of the smaller southern cities and rural areas. Any business in Italy needs to focus not just on what they are selling, but where and how they are selling it. When I think of Italy, I think of three things: food, fashion, and cars. Italians are famous for their food and produce some of the best in the world: pasta, pizza, cheese, and of course, wine. Food is a dominating industry in Italy, with an emphasis, once again, on local family businesses. In addition to food, another large industry in Italy is fashion. Some of the most market dominating fashion companies in the world were founded in Italy. These, of course, are the iconic names of Gucci, Prada, and Armani. Finally, if you were to ask me what the number one Italian company was, I would have to say Ferrari. The company and the automotive brand are one. From the country and the automotive brand are one. From the cars themselves to the racing culture, Ferrari is Italy. While other countries have higher market capitalization, Ferrari is the number one in brand recognition. Tourism is another large industry leader in Italy, with the appeals of its historic cities and stunning coastlines. The Swedish company of IKEA was founded in 1943, and 46 years later, it started its first store in Italy near the heart of Milan. IKEA has grown to over 20 stores in Italy. However, since coming to the country, they have struggled with the cultural barriers that are present. As mentioned before, the Italian people are extremely loyal to local brands and value quality, handcrafted goods. IKEA is just simply not these things, but they had good marketers who knew how to position themselves to be successful and win the sentiment of the Italian people. They decided to focus not on the cheapness of the product, but on the practicality and modularity. With many Italians living in small city apartments, IKEA offered them affordable and easy solutions to fill their home. IKEA did not try and replace artisanal furniture, but complement it with functional pieces. This method of positioning proved that corporate companies can, in fact, break into the Italian markets as long as they have the right perspective. Finally, for some key trends in Italy, we are still seeing increases in e-commerce sales, which could potentially lead to struggles for small businesses. We are seeing a larger interest in sustainability, which will lead to businesses potentially needing to shift their practices in order to fulfill these desires. And finally, we are seeing a resurgence in the tourism industry that was due to the impacts of COVID-19. This resurgence will lead to greater output from the hospitality sector. Thank you so much for listening to my country snapshot on Italy, and I hope you learned that family is everything in Italy. And in order to be successful, you need to market to them. Thank you so much.